Hello, everyone. Good evening. Today, our topic is about agriculture and Sumerian civilization. Would like to start our lesson with the brainstorm session. I want your opinion about domestication. Like we all know that domestication means taking wild plants or animals to adapt them for people to use. What animals have people domesticated? If they have domesticated, now you know what is domestication means. When people were people had started keeping animals at home. So what do you think, which animals they had domesticated, and what were the uses, or how they use those animals? So you can write about them. You can think of the animals and write how they were used. For example, if they domesticated cow or goat, they could have used it for milking the cow or goat, and they could use the meat. All right. In Stone Age, people past search for their food. People spent many hours looking for wild plants and fruits. They hunted animals for meat. Hunting was dangerous and often unsuccessful. Animals like wild bulls could turn on the hunters and cause injuries and death. As we all know that in Stone Age, people were normally hunter-gatherers. They were not staying in one place. They were usually moving from one place to another in search of food. They were hunting animals and they were utilizing wild plants. They were not growing any of the food or storing the food for them. But that was quite dangerous for them because sometime to hunt a wild animal like bull could be dangerous and could cause them injuries or death. For this reason, they kept on searching for different ideas. They kept on looking for different ideas, and finally, around 10,000 years ago, people in different parts of the world they started growing plants rather than gathering them. So we have found some evidences from Mesopotamia that there was cultivation there, first ever cultivation of the world, that you will know later on. What is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia means the land between rivers because it was located between Euphrates and Tigris. The area is mostly in present-day Iraq and Syria and is known as the Fertile Crescent. This area, as you can see, it's a green area. This is Tigris River, this is Euphrates River, and this area between these two rivers is known as Mesopotamia, the land between rivers, and mainly the countries which are located in this area are Syria and Iraq, and this is considered as the first ever civilization that started, and it was known as the Fertile Crescent. Because this area was fertile, people could grow crops here, so that gave a chance for people to stay on one place. So now they can grow their own food, they can grow their own crops, and they can utilize it for eating purpose, for storage purpose, for to feed their animals, and now they can domesticate animals also. So this fertility led the beginning of a civilization that is known as Sumerian civilization. Here are a few questions which you will do it on your own after understanding the lesson. What does Mesopotamia means? And the area is mostly in present-day Iraq, Syria, and is known as the. So I'm sure you know the answers. Agriculture and Sumerian civilization. Mm, This area is called as Fertile Crescent. Why? Because the rivers made the land around it fertile. Because of the river, the land around it is fertile. And now people can easily grow plants and animals can eat those plants, and both of them, human beings and animals, can survive and can live. People who lived in the south of Mesopotamia were called Sumerians. So from here the Sumerian civilization began. Sumerians took some seeds of wild plants and planted them. The first known example of this is wheat. Sumerian people in the Fertile Crescent are known to be the first farmers. Sumerian people are known as the first farmers because they grew first plant on earth, and that is very famous that the first ever plant that was grown on earth is wheat. So this is how the civilization began. You need to fill up these question answers later on. I will share another video with you, so you will watch that video. Okay, and with the help of that video you can complete the rest of the questions, like you will tell me about the characteristics of civilizations. What is civilization? Actually, civilization is when some people start to live and they start to grow and become advanced. And what are the factors that are that can be defined as the characteristics of civilization, or how we know that really that this place has been civilized? When some place has a stable food supply, when they have a developed written language, when they have advances of technology, means they have started to think of improving their life, and they start to innovate in their life. So the first thing they innovated was the wheel that helped them to carry loads, maybe to tie the wheel with the animal and they can carry loads from one place to another, or it helped them to move from one place to another. They had developed civilization when people start to taking interest in arts, and they start um, to satisfy their aesthetic sense by using music and arts. The religious system is also a very important factor of any civilization. We have found statues from Sumerian civilization that shows that they had some religious beliefs. Social system, like they have the upper class and lower class. There were rich people and there were poor people. We come to know about this due to the living arrangement, how they have categorized and made. Like some houses are found very well built and rich, and some houses are simple. So that shows, yes, there were people who were poor and rich in this system. There was a system of government. Normally, the pictures which are found, they are depicting that there was king and kings and queen were ruling this area. Okay. So when you will watch the video, I'm sure you will be able to answer these questions. Name the tool discovered from Sumerian civilization. What evidences of social structure are found? Who ruled Sumerian cities? What evidence described that Sumerian had religious system? Okay. What technological advancement they had? They invented wheel. What do we call the evidences found for written language? Cuneiform was the language that that cuneiform was the way of was the way of storing or preserving their written language. Like it's a clay tablet, as you can see in this picture. It's a clay tablet, and they used to write by, it's a wet clay tablet, and they used to write by engraving their talking on it. And this is how they were communicating for business purpose. Like if they had food now and they want to sell something, so maybe this is how they were taking notes, they were writing accounts, or they were calculating money. So because this is their language, so for whatever purposes the language could be used, maybe they have used. Sumerians domesticated animals. The first animal to be domesticated were most likely goats. Domestic animals were first used for their meat, milk, and hides. The hides are the prepared skins. When they prepare skin, sometime they were preparing skin for a shelter, like a hut is covered, and sometime for covering their bodies, sometime for different purposes. They were using the skin of animal. Later, animals were used to help people in their farming and travel. Cattle were domesticated for food and used in farming to pull ploughs on the farm. So here we come to know that why they domesticated animals. Yes, they domesticated animals and they were so useful to them. They were using their meat, their milk, they were using their skin, they were using the animals for farming and for traveling purposes, and they were using them for food as well. How did domestication help people? People could grow more food in the same place. Populations increased because more food was produced. People no longer needed to spend time hunting or searching for food. With more time, people could do other things. Now they were settled, they were in one place, so now after they eat food or they satisfy their hunger, now they can think about something else. So this led people uh, to invent, and this helped people to think how they can improve their life. This is how things kept on going moving, and we can see that almost in the whole world is advancing every day. How did domestication help people? Again, they produced goods, traded and built villages. People with extra food or hides traded with people in other villages for other things they needed. So this also become helpful for them to start trading things what they have already and what to trade for the things which they do not have. Okay. They shifted from being hunter gatherers to being farmers, caused societies to become more complex. Different roles evolved. Some people grew the food and took care of animals. Some people protected the settlement. Some people managed the group. Forming roles in the society signals the beginning of the civilization. So when people started to stay in some place, their status moved from hunter gatherers to farmers. So they were called as the first farmers, as I told you already. So different roles evolved in the society. Some people they grew food, some people took care of animals. Of course, people were maybe they were doing it for themselves, or maybe they were doing it for other people to earn some incentive. Some people protected the settlement, so their duty was to protect the settlement, to take care of the people who are living there, or to take care of their family. Some people manage the group. Some people become managers. Some people become kings. Some people become uh, servants. So this helped to grow society with different roles. So this is also showing the sign of civilization. So this thing basically helped society to grow. In the end, I would ask you to choose the correct definition for each of the vocabulary given to you. For example, domestication, you will choose the correct definition for it. Adapt, agriculture, harvest, seed, plough. Domestication is plants or animals changed to be used by people. Adapt, change something. Agriculture, agriculture to collect plants or crops, or the activity of farming. Of course, the activity of farming. Harvest, to collect plants and crops. Seed, change something or part of a plant used to grow a new plant. Definitely part A. Option A is the correct. Plough, a part of a plant used to grow a new plant, or a blade used in farming to turn over soil. Option B is the correct answer. This is how you will complete the lesson. I hope this will help you to complete the given worksheet. You can also choose the correct definition and fill in the answers in your worksheet. When you finish your worksheet, submit it to me. Thank you very much.